This is a very sad story. I'm gonna have a lot of of opinionate opinions and facts to give you at the end, and I'm gonna read this right now. This is a story I'm reading from NBCnews.com right now. Melanated man shot dead while jogging in Georgia, and 2 months later, no arrests. Ahmaud mother says she feels very discouraged by the investigation into her son's death. This is by a guy named David K. Lee. Relatives of a melanated man gunned down while jogging in southeast Georgia by Caucasians, men, who chased him believing he was a burglar, said Thursday. They're discouraged by the lack of charges in the case. Ahmaud Arbery's relatives say the 25-year-old was a victim of racial violence. Arbery was killed in Brunswick, a coastal city about midway between Savannah and Jacksonville, Florida, on February 23rd as he was running through the quiet neighborhood of Satilla Shores. The two men chased down Arbery, identified by police. It's actually the two Caucasians. The two Caucasian men who chased down Arbery, identified by police as Brunswick resident Gregory McMichael, who's 64, and his son Travis McMichael, who's 34, have not been charged, and the investigation is ongoing. I'm feeling very discouraged at this point, the victim's mother, Wanda Cooper, told reporters. The tragedy happened back in February, and there still has not been an arrest. The case has been referred to District Attorney Thomas Durden, based in Hinesville, 70 miles away, due to concerns over a potential conflict of interest. Gregory McMichael is a retired investigator, okay, for the local prosecutors in Brunswick. So I'm going to add this in there. He may have felt like because he was a retired prosecutor, particularly in Georgia, he probably felt like he had the license to kill. The case was briefly, the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of perks that come, obviously, with being a prosecutor. You've met a lot of judges within the area, especially retired. Everyone knows you. You've had a big retirement party. You have a beautiful home, beautiful cars, beautiful property. You've been working in the judicial system for a very long time. You're retired. And this is what becomes of your life. The case was briefly in the hands of DA Georgia Barnhill, based in Waycross, but he recused himself because his son works for the prosecutors in Brunswick. So these are like the mafia, the Georgia mafia, because his son also works in the prosecutor's office as well. So you got these prosecutors that are running around here like mobsters. I told myself I wasn't going to do this until the end, but you got these prosecutors that are running around here like mobsters, trying to keep the community in check by making sure that we walk in fear, that we jog in fear, that we breathe in fear. That's the kind of people that these people are. Interesting, to say the least. But in the memo from Barnhill to police, the DA said he believes Georgia and Travis McMichael should not be indicted. He said the father and son had probable cause. What the fuck are you? Whoever could even vouch for them, I'm going to be honest with you, in my opinion, is a scumbag. Whoever could vouch for that. Alright? Yeah, you had a nice retirement party. Yeah, you had a nice, beautiful things, but that doesn't necessarily make what you did is right. Because you could do one thing in this life and it'll erase all of your good things. You've done great things, but you've still done that really bad thing. This is the judicial system that we live in. To believe the victim, I'm going to keep reading. To believe the victim might be a burglar and were within the rights to arm themselves and chase him down. The prosecutor said video footage of the shooting made by a neighbor show Arbery to be the aggressor. Very interesting. Given the fact Arbery initiated the fight, at the point Arbery grabbed the shotgun, under Georgia law, McMichael was allowed to use deadly force to protect himself, according to the memo. Oh, I see, reported in the New York Times. A Glenn County police spokesman declined comment on the probe and referred all questions to Durden, who has not publicly discussed the case and could not be immediately reached on Thursday. Arbery's family is demanding that the Georgia Bureau of Investigation take over the investigation and pass on their findings to a special prosecutor. There are obviously sensitive aspects about this case anytime there is a victim of racial violence, family lawyer Lee Merritt said. We believe that any reasonable fact finder will return an indictment for murder against at least Mr. Travis, but likely against the two, Mr. Gregor McMichael, to be considered an accessory to murder. Excuse me. The family fears Arbery's slaying will slip through the cracks as America focuses on the COVID-19 pandemic that shut down much of the nation's economy, according to Merritt and Cooper. The older McMichael, 64, first spotted Arbery on foot, hauling ass down Satilla Drive, and immediately thought that the young man was a burglar who had recently been targeting the neighborhood, according to Glenn County Police report. Let me tell you something real quick. I'm almost done because this is hard to stomach. They're going to just reiterate the whole circumstance. Alright, I'm going to read a little bit more. McMichael grabbed his .357 as Travis McMichael took out a shotgun and they jumped into their truck to give a chase down. Stop, we want to talk to you, the elder McMichael told police. He shouted at Arbery. A third man, a neighbor only identified as Roddy, also joined the chase and jumped into the pair's pickup truck, according to police. After the men eventually caught up with Arbery, there was a fatal confrontation. Michael stated that the unidentified male began to violently attack Travis, and the two men then started fighting over the shotgun, at which point Travis fired a shot, and then a second later there was a second shot. According to the police report, the report didn't specify if Arbery was armed. It may not mention of any firearm being a report at Merritt said the victim was not armed. Michael stated he rolled the man over to see if the male had a weapon, according to the police report. McMichael told police he had believed he had spotted the victim in his neighborhood days earlier, that he had... Let me tell you something. You know who was the damn robbers? I bet you it's the prosecutors, because those are the motherfrickers who are who act like they got mob ties, act like they're freaking, they can run the whole daggone neighborhood, because they have, excuse me, but they have the judges, lawyers, and everybody's phone number on a first name basis, okay? And usually it's always blame the black guy the second that you see a black man, and they ain't got no problems putting... I'm done reading this article. There's more words, but I'm done. Let me tell you something. To the mother of this child, I know for a fact that this is going to go throughout social media. That's number one. Number two, and it's all because of the black media, the real black media, not Puff Daddy, who will make the children run freaking 10 blocks to go get a daggone cupcake or whatever. That ain't black media. The real black media is people like Lisa Cabrera. I know she's going to recover this, and a whole lot of other people, the Black Channel and stuff like that. I hate to see a young man like this in, and of course another one of my favorites, the True Royal Family and others. I hate to see us being portrayed in a state of victimhood, but people shouldn't be able to get away with killing people in the middle of the street. To all my melanated people, I would say that God is on our side. That's number one. And to a lot of the Caucasian fellas out there, I would say, am I my brother's keeper? In this judicial system where people are getting away with killing people and not necessarily facing even the judge, the system itself, what does that say to your system? What does that say to you? Do you reap what you sow? When you go off killing someone and being able to not walk away in handcuffs, and someone's not able to walk away with handcuffs, that's in any state, not just in Georgia. When that happens, will that be able to happen to your children? Okay, that's the whole question. Are you bringing this goes out to anyone that really doesn't give a flip about this situation? Are you bringing the plagues right back to yourself? What does that mean? Are you reaping what you are sowing? This goes out to the judicial system. This goes out to all of the judges. This goes out to the people that said, you know what, I'm going to stick up for the guys that were running. I'm going to stick up to the prosecutor and the prosecutor's son, who just so happened to be good model citizens that live in the state of Georgia and been serving in the and are not only good model citizens, but are second or third generation to the prosecutor's office and been serving there for many, many years and are good model citizens. This goes out to people that think that they are good model citizens. Are you all reaping what you sow? Let me tell you something. Melanin is all right. Let me tell you something. In God's eyes, God loves us. And there's going to have to be a lot of people that are going to answer, and are answering right now as we speak. Don't get it twisted that this stuff don't come back to you. All right? Because when Cain killed Abel, God said he smelled blood. He said he smelt it. He smells these victims, people that are just jogging. This young man was just jogging, and that happened. He smells that. Blood ain't no joke. That's why these things are coming upon you. That's why a lot of the plagues, even we have to endure. It's because of the nonsense that you all are perpetrating throughout history. Because right here, this is nonsense. So, and I just wanted to say that. Am I my brother's keeper? All right. I love y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.